Let's take a look at some sports now. Here's Barong Tony Uranta.
Hello and welcome to Sports News. The Nasarawa State Governor, Tanko Almakura, has rewarded the Super 4 champions, Nasarawa Amazons, with a sum of 10 million naira for winning the 2017 Nigeria Women's Football League. The girls today received the reward at the reception ceremony held for the women's champions at the conference hall of the Government House in Lafayette, the state capital. The governor has also approved the sum of 38 million naira as sign-on fees for the state-owned female team. Now, tennis, and Denmark's Caroline Wozniacki this evening produced an almost perfect display to dismantle world number 1 Simona Halep 6-love 6-2 at the WTA finals to record her second dominant victory in as many matches. Wozniacki had marked her 5th appearance at the season-ending tournament in Singapore with a 6-2 6-love victory over Ukraine's Elina Svitolina on Monday. The Dane is now virtually assured of a semi-finals berth after losing just 4 games in 2 matches, while Halep lives to fight another day after her opening straight sets victory over Caroline Garcia gives her a 1-1 record on the red group. Meanwhile, Caroline Garcia pulled off a stunning comeback to beat Elina Svitolina to keep her WTA finals dream alive. Garcia was in tears at a breakdown as she let off all her emotions onto her dad, who is also her coach on court. Although the roller coaster contest took another turn as Garcia was twice broken in the 3rd set and Svitolina had the chance to serve the match out at 5-4, Garcia pulled off a string of winners to stay in the match before holding and breaking the Ukrainian to complete a memorable win.
Game Svitolina.
And finally, PSG president says he was happy to collaborate with the Swiss prosecutors as he's facing questioning following a criminal investigation into World Cup broadcasting deals. The Office of the Attorney General says that it's expected that the former Secretary General of FIFA, Jerome Vauquier, had accepted undue advantages from Al Khalifa in the connection with the award of media rights for the 2026 and 2030 competitions. The PSG president has not been charged by authorities and he has denied wrongdoing. The World Football's governing body has been trying to overhaul its operations in the wake of the worst crisis in its history, sparked in 2015 by the indictment of the United States of several dozen soccer officials on corruption-related charges. And that's it on Sports News for tonight. I'm Barong Tony Uranta, and John will be back with the wrap.
Thanks, Barong. Kenya's opposition leader Raila Odinga has called on supporters to boycott tomorrow's presidential rerun. Addressing a rally in the capital, Nairobi, he reversed an earlier call for massive demonstrations, asking people to stay at home or pray because the government was, quote, a bloodthirsty regime who would massacre them. The elections are going ahead as announced by the head of the Electoral Commission, Wafula Chebukati, after the Supreme Court failed to hear a case to delay the polls because it lacked the judges to form a quorum. But Chebukati has complained of threats to the Electoral Commission staff and said he cannot guarantee their security while at work. President Uhuru Kenyatta, however, says security forces would ensure safety of voters. And 11 human rights activists, 2 of them from Amnesty International, are facing terror charges in Istanbul, Turkey. Each of them faces up to 15 years in jail on charges that include membership of and giving aid to an armed terror group. They all deny the charges. More than 50,000 people have been arrested and 120,000 sacked or suspended in the aftermath of last year's failed coup. Amnesty International says the case against their staff is politically motivated and it's the Turkish justice system that's on trial. Now, the U.S. Embassy is working with Channels Television and some other Nigerian and Ethiopian media organizations on an exchange program to promote connections between journalists in Africa, especially between Ethiopian and Nigerian journalists. The program, entitled Uniting African Journalists, is scheduled for the last weeks of October and November 2017 in Abuja and Addis Ababa, respectively. The program in Abuja is expected to hold at Channels Television and 5 other media organizations, where they will host a team of Ethiopian journalists who will arrive in Abuja on Monday, October the 30th, for the 4-day program. The Ethiopian journalists will gain practical working experience embedded in the news operations of media organizations and participate in a digital interaction with a U.S. journalism expert. They'll also receive briefings from embassy officials and representatives of the Nigerian media partners. Representatives of the 6 Nigerian media partners will also visit Ethiopia from November the 27th on the reverse trip of the exchange program. And the main news again. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, today declared that a new page is to be opened in the administration's anti-corruption war and called for a change in the attitude to investigations and trial of corruption cases. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks a lot for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Hunyato. Good night.